So if you're wanting to AFK macro inside of Plants vs. Brainrot, this is exactly the basic steps and systems that you're going to need to do. So currently there is no official macro software that is like AutoHotkey or anything like that, but do not worry, we have a secondary option. So the first one we're going to be doing is going to be revolving around Tiny Task. I have a preset already for this if you want to just use that. That'll be on my website, linked in the description. The GitHub is down, so you'll be using the Mediafire bin download, sadly. So once again, that'll be linked in the description. So on my website, you'll just go to the Tiny Task download. So this is all it is just the Tiny Tasks, right? You'll get it because the official Discord, or not Discord, the official thing I do believe is down. So we'll be just using that. Now, the next thing we're going to be doing is opening up Tiny Tasks. Now, one of the two things you can do is either recreate your own, which I'll be showing you the best way you can do that, or you can just use the preset made one I have. Do note my Windows or image setting is 1920 by 1080. So you'll have to either set your screen display resolution to that, or, just if it's already that, you're fine. Now, if you want to know how to check that, you can simply search up display settings inside of your Windows search bar, and then you can just come on down to this section right here, display resolution. Mine is 1920 by 1080. Now, the next thing we're going to be doing is setting up Tiny Tasks. So the first thing is obviously you want to change a few settings. Firstly, I would like always on top. That's just a personal thing. You want to do then continuous playback, and then you want to set up one of these recording hotkeys. So I would recommend your own recording hotkey just to make it way easier, especially one that doesn't contradict with your playback, and then other things like this. So for me personally, F8 is my favorite go-to one. I mean, realistically, it doesn't really matter. But so what we're going to first do is you can AFK the shop. So you can AFK this gear or seeds. Obviously, if you want to do seeds, that's the better. But the first thing to recommend is you want to figure out how long you're AFKing and how much money you have. So obviously, if you have plenty of brain rots like I do, you can make plenty of money, or you already have plenty of money. But if you don't have really good ones, I'm giving away this one right here. This one makes about 52,000 a second. So if you're going to enter into the giveaway, all you got to do is comment your Roblox username down below, leave a like, and once again, comment your username down below and leave a like, and I will enter you into the giveaway for this one right here. Once again, 52,000 a second is pretty good. Now, the next thing we're going to do is first set it up. So I'm going to click onto the shop, and you can do one of two things. So the first thing is you can just AFK this alone, or you can do a few other things. But so for me personally, I'm only going to AFK this. Now, if you're wondering why I'm moving down here, if you AFK like just right on the shop, eventually you might re-click the shop or something like that, and it'll close it out, and that kind of messes it up. So you're just going to open it up, let it open up, and then you're going to come out to here where there's nothing interacting with it or messing with it, and then you're going to start recording. Now, the first thing you're going to do is immediately scroll to the bottom, and then you're going to sit and double click each thing individually that shows, and then pretty much you're just going to gradually scroll up, so like that, and then you're just going to go through and do every single one of them. Now, obviously double clicking isn't necessary, but there is a chance that things can be double stocked or multiple stocked. Now, obviously this most likely will loop back through before the stock refreshes, so you don't really have to worry about that. Now, I would recommend just going through and buying literally everything. This will just make it easier on making sure it works, and then you're going to end the recording. As you see, I stopped it. Now, what you can do is two things. You can either save this recording, or you can just re-record it each time. I'd recommend saving it. Or if you're wanting to use the preset that is on the website, linked in the description, once again, where you went and got the link originally, you can just open up the preset just like that, and I call it Plant Shop AFK. So this Plant Shop AFK recording pretty much is going to work exactly as it says. And then once again, make sure you set continuous playback. Make sure your play speed is set to 1, and then you're just going to come on down to wherever you want, and then start the macro, and it'll pretty much do exactly what we did previously. It'll scroll down, it'll go through, and it'll buy everything. Now, I really don't care to sit and watch it because you already know what happens. Now, the next thing to note is you can actually integrate other things to it. So you can, if you didn't already know, you can overlap these two UIs and interact with each of them. And if you click equip best Brainrot, this actually will equip all of your best ones and collect the money from the ones that were placed down, meaning you can also AFK money with this, but it's pretty much the same steps. So if you didn't know, you don't have to come up. You can click this icon up here, but you want to make sure that doesn't interact with anything else. The only issue is I do believe clicking off of UI might change something, or you can click the little, if I move this, you can click the back quote button, which is, if you want to know, here, I'll just type it in the search bar. It's that button right there. It's usually above your left tab on your keyboard. You can just click that to open this up really fast. And so pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to, same steps as before, open up the shop, and you'll start recording. And then once you get all the way to the top, you can just click this and then equip best Brainrot, and then close it out, go back through, and then just keep cycling that, and that'll be cycled in your thing, and pretty much that'll work alone like that. Now, once again, I would recommend with all the plants that you do get, I would recommend, honestly, you're most likely going to get a good amount of everything. I would say you should probably wait until, say, like admin abuse. If you already have a good amount of plants that you're comfortable with and you're just wanting to get a bunch of better ones, I would honestly recommend waiting till admin abuse. That way you can have the luck, weather events, and all that stuff. So when you place down your plants and grow them, there's actually a really good chance that they can be really big or have a ton of mutations on them. And obviously that makes them better, deal more damage and all that. Now, the next thing is I would also, if you are at 5 rebirths, you're actually going to get this boss to spawn in consistently. So this boss at level 5, once you've rebirthed the max, which is 4 times, I believe, this boss right here, the dragon, this is going to spawn in continuously, I believe about every 15 minutes. So once this spawns in, pretty much what's going to happen is it'll spawn in, right? You'll get all of that stuff, and it is pretty helpful because what'll happen is you'll come back and you'll most likely have a ton of dragons first off, but a good chance that one of them is actually going to be pretty good and equipable because it has either it's really big, it has a lot of kg, or it has some mutations. Like for me in this case, this one right here has rainbow and does 21,000 a second. Then obviously you stack on the multiplier and it's nearly 90,000. But once again, just another little quick note. But anyways, once again, thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions, make sure to leave a comment. And as a quick note, we are close to launching our official macro for this game. This is going to be Exopanda Hub. This is going to be one of the best macro softwares for Roblox. If you want to be one of the first people to get your hands on this, join the Discord server, linked in the description. We haven't launched it yet, but we're going to do a soft launch to all the people in the Discord server before the full launch. So if you want to be one of the OGs, make sure you join the Discord server. It'll be under Exopanda Discord server, linked in the description. Once again, make sure you check that out. We're so close to launching this, and this has been a long time project in the making. But once again, make sure you check that out.